Fouls. Normally he has the luxury of just coming in there and playing all-out aggressive, but he's got to be a little more careful tonight, not getting foul trouble since we're a little short on the bench.
And then finally, Ben Pyle, the 6'8" senior, 22.1 points per game this year. And how about that 31-point performance last night against Blue Valley West? There are nights that they need Ben Pyle to carry them. Last night was one of them, and they might need him again tonight.
Yeah, and you're right. He was at 31-point beauty last night, but I think the other key is Mason Alexander has got to find his shot. He's really been struggling. 3 of 13 last night. He's doing everything else really well. He's playing great defense. He's getting a lot of assists. But, man, we got to have Mason. We need about a 15 to 18-point game for Mason Alexander tonight.
Time now for our Alliance Agency Inc. keys to the game. And, Steve, the Shawnee Mission East Lancers might be walking into this gym thinking they're taking on the Hickory High Hoosiers. But I think that Sean Hare, their coach, knows the test that is coming for them tonight from this McPherson team. What are your keys?
Well, the rebounding. That's the preeminent key tonight. The Bullpups got drilled on the boards in the first half last night. They did kind of cut into that margin a little bit in the second half. But this is they go 6'7", 6'6" up front. The guard here, number 5, he is an excellent rebounding guard. I think Drew Labertew and Thomas Diggs have to really go to the glass tonight.
Starting lineup for the Shawnee Mission East Lancers. They are 6-3 on the year out of the Sunflower League. Keelan Bolton, their 6'1" senior guard. He's coming off a game of 19, 4 rebounds and 3 assists. And Will Curran, Jack Schumann, as well as Zane Meeks and Noah Kurbaum. Let's get it on here from the Roundhouse as Ben Pyle wins the opening tap on the Bullpups. Start with the basketball going from left to right. Mason Alexander, Jace Alexander, Thomas Diggs, Drew Labertew, and Ben Pyle. Ben Pyle picked up immediately by Jack Schumann. Pyle driving into the lane with his left hand, floats up a shot, and it gets blocked on its way to the rim by Zane Meeks at 6'7". Keelan Bolton to the other end with an easy finish in transition, and that is not the start they needed. Shawnee Mission East takes a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, that was too easy, and let's see what kind of defense. They were looking for a triangle and 2 type of defense. They got 2 people basically on Ben Pyle, and there's a foul, I believe. I hope it's on... If it's on Meeks, that's a good foul for the Bullpups.
It is not. It is on Will Curran. He picks up his first and team foul number 1 as we're just underway from the Roundhouse here. Mason Alexander inbounding on the baseline to our right. Jace Alexander has an open look off the inbound and misses from the left corner. Rebound pulled down by the Lancers and Noah Kurbaum. Here's Keelan Bolton, their 6'1" senior guard. 17 points per game for him, a transfer from the Missouri side of the state line. He was at Raytown South before coming to Shawnee Mission East. Over to the right side for Jack Schumann, 6'6" senior, coming off a nice game yesterday with 11 points. Now the ball knocked out of his hands on the baseline. Back to McPherson.
And already we can see the Bullpups cannot afford to be one and done on the offensive end. They have got to get some offensive rebounds. And like I said, I think Mason Alexander might be the key tonight. We've got to get some scoring out of him.
Mason had 6 last night. They'll swing the basketball to him on the left wing. Mason Alexander being picked up by Will Curran of Shawnee Mission East. This Lancer team is 2-3 in the Sunflower League this year. A very deep Sunflower League. Mason Alexander dribbling to the top, pulls up from just inside 3, no, but a rebound underneath by the big man, Zane Meeks. They've got to keep him off the board. He had 27 and 12 last night.
And this Showman is an outstanding defensive player. He's got the assignment of Ben Pyle, and he's very long, just like Ben.
Curran drives in, kicks out. Schumann will try the 3, and it's good. A 3 ball from Jack Schumann, and Shawnee Mission East takes a 5-0 lead with 6:10 to go in the opening quarter.
And that's what Sean Hare wants to see. He wants to take this McPherson crowd out of the game. It is a packed house, and they want something to explode about.
Bullpups need something to explode about right now. Thomas Diggs, top of the circle, works the ball into the near side for Mason Alexander. Alexander works off a high screen from Diggs. Bullpups now with the back pick for Ben Pyle, but the pass is turned over, intercepted by Schumann. Lancers want to run right to left, have a 4-on-3 break. Curran drives in, scoops up a shot, and one as Will Curran gets his first basket of the game and a chance at a 3-point play. And look up, it's 7-0 Shawnee Mission East.
Yeah, what a beautiful start for Shawnee Mission East, and I think they're energized knowing that Jake Alexander not playing tonight. Thomas Diggs comes out, Cody Stufflebean in. Bullpups are not getting any kind of good looks at the basket. Shawnee Mission East has no fear tonight, and they are taking it to the Bullpups so far.
Will Curran to the free throw line for 1. And this one's a little strong. Hits off the rim twice. There's a rebound for Ben Pyle. Remember, Steve, Blue Valley West trailed McPherson 7-0 last night and immediately got right back into the game. It's 7-0 Lancers here. 5:35 to go in the opening frame. Pyle had a look for three on the right wing. Now a step back three, misses off to the right. Long rebound hits the floor and then scooped up by Will Curran. Lancers want to make this a double-digit lead here early. Keelan Bolton on the right side. They'll swing it now to the left side. Lancers going to the basket to our left. Black jerseys with the teal blue trim. Meeks drives in, gets stripped on his way up. Good defense there by Jace Alexander and Cody Stufflebean. Bullpups run left to right. Ben Pyle works off the screen. Now with a mismatch there, gets the basketball back up top into the hands of Mason Alexander. Bullpups will reset here. Mason dribbling top of the circle. Now he has a mismatch. Handoff, Ben Pyle, the dribble handoff. Now to Labertew at the top. Labertew at the free throw line. Hands off. Alexander from 12 feet. Good. And the Bullpups are finally on the board. Mason connects from 12. And it's 7-2 Shawnee Mission East.
Yeah, it took over 3 minutes to get a basket. And very tough. We're already going to see Kyler Hoppus into the game. I think Coach Kinnamon is looking for any kind of offense at all. Ben Pyle is bothered by the length of this East defense. He's having a hard time getting his shot.
Schumann drives in, kicks out into the left corner. A three ball is missed by Noah Curlbaum, and a rebound for Ben Pyle. Pyle yet to score yet. 4:25 left to go in the first quarter. 7-2 Shawnee Mission East. Now Pyle wants to drive the right baseline, goes up and in with the left hand and one. Ben Pyle took it right to the rim, and Jack Schumann will pick up the foul, and Ben Pyle with a chance at a three-point play.
Yeah, the Bullpups have got to get Schumann into some kind of foul trouble because his length is really bothering them. They're taking their two big guys out. This is very surprising. Schumann and Meeks both coming out of the game. They're electing to go small, even though if you want to call Andy Maddox at 6'4", small, Andy Maddox, the son of former KU standout Mike Maddox.
Ben Pyle completes the three-point play. It is a 5-0 run for McPherson. And that's the energy that they needed to get back into this game. Bullpups show some pressure as Keelan Bolton brings the basketball right to left. Maddox in the left corner gets the ball back out to Bolton, and the Lancers will swing the basketball into the right corner. Stealing down low and trying to get some separation down low is Ben Dollar. He didn't play much the other night. Keelan Bolton works off a screen, flips it to the backside. Good defense by Cody Stufflebean. Comes away with a steal. Ben Pyle up the floor for Kyler Hoppus. Hoppus on the right wing, and the Bullpups will settle in offensively. Hoppus driving in, kicking off Stufflebean. Driving to the rim off the backboard and in. And we're tied up at 7. It was 7-0, and now it's 7-all. 3:35 to go in this opening frame.
And it seems like it's been a month since Cody Stufflebean missed a shot. He only takes great shots.
Cody Stufflebean with a big 2 there, had a big 6 last night against Blue Valley West. Lancers are trying to get an answer now. Shawnee Mission East going to the basket to our left. Almost a carry there on their point guard, Will Curran. Curran working on Kyler Hoppus. Now passes into the right corner, looking for Ben Toller. Ben Pyle picks him up. Now to Maddox. Cody Stufflebean standing his ground. Maddox drives the baseline, and the pass is deflected out of bounds by Kyler Hoppus. 7-7, 3:07 to go in this first quarter. You see a different type of energy and intensity in this McPherson team than you saw in the first 3 minutes.
Yeah, you really do. I think they were just a little apprehensive playing without Jake early, but now they've settled in, they've exhaled, and we're back to an even game.
Andy Maddox will inbounds, and he's had a couple of big games of this McPherson Invitational. Averaged 7 last year, including 10 against the Bullpups in that first game of the 2017 McPherson Invitational. Now Maddox looking to drive in and will finish with his right hand over on the left side of the basket. Andy Maddox with his first basket of the game after only scoring 2 last night in their win against Wichita North. 9-7, Lancers regain the lead. Mason Alexander pumps from the free throw line, and now back out to Kyler Hoppus. Hoppus into the left wing, as Ben Pyle will slow things down now. Ben already with 3. Now he'll hand off for Thomas Diggs at the top of the circle. They're running the weave offense here. Now back to Ben Pyle. Pyle driving in, kicking out Diggs in the left corner for 3. Good! Thomas Diggs, nothing but net. And there's your Bullpup lead. 10-9 McPherson, 2:20 to go in the first quarter.
And Coach Kinnamon and Coach Fall were talking this afternoon. They said, who can we put in that corner? Who's shooting the 3 ball for us? And he said, Craig Fall says Thomas Diggs has been shooting it pretty well, so we might see him shooting more from 3.
Keelan Bolton drives in and finishes off the glass, and a tough take there for Keelan Bolton. He scores 17 a game. They've got to keep him off the books here. He's already got 4. 11-10, the Lancers regain the lead. Mason drives in, his pass is stolen away. Good defense there. Now Shawnee Mission East wants to run. one. Bolton driving in down the right side. A foul will be called on Kyler Hoppus, and that will prevent an easy 2 for Keelan Bolton. So Bolton going to the line for 2. Team foul number 2 against the Bullpups.
Yeah, cardinal rule Mason Alexander just broke there. Don't jump up in the air and pass where there's no one to throw it to. Try and throw it off somebody if you have to, but they can convert this into 2 points here on the free throws.
Keelan Bolton to the free throw line for 2 and misses the first.
So far, Shawnee Mission East has not made a free throw. Now, Schumann comes back in, so does Meek, so they bring their 2 big guys back in. But the other Bullpups, other than Ben tonight and Mason, they've got to step up. Thomas Diggs might be the guy.
5 starters back on the floor for McPherson, and Bolton misses both after going 4 for 4 from the stripe last night. Rebound, Ben Pyle, 11-10 Shawnee Mission East, 1:40 to go in this opening frame.
If there's an advantage for the Bullpups, the last couple games they've played have been real grinders. Just like this, another turnover for Mason Alexander.
Bolton going to the other end and lays it in for 2 after missing those 2 free throws. A couple of points-off turnovers here early on, and Keelan Bolton's got 6.
Yeah, Mason Alexander just a little, looks like he's lost a little confidence out there. He used to play with confidence.
Mason hands off Ben Pyle, top of the circle, now to Labertew. They continue to run this weave offense because they can't get inside against these big men for Shawnee Mission East. Mason Alexander dribbles in, now dribbles back out, they'll reset. He puts up 2 fingers for play call number 2. Mason.
It almost looks like a triangle in 2.
Mason with a wonderful take down the left side and rolls it in with his right hand. Mason gets his second basket of the game, and that makes it 13-12. Shawnee Mission East, 1 minute to go in this opening quarter. Lancers settle in, the 5 starters on the floor for both teams. Now they'll kick into the left corner. Zane Meeks wants to try a 3 and rattles it home. Zane Meeks, who did not make a 3 last night, did have 27 and 12, and he gets his first basket of the game to make it 16-12.
Yeah, he's a guy I don't think on the scattering report says he shoots a 3. Maybe he just kind of shot that one out of necessity, but knocked it down. Bullpups probably going for the last shot here.
24 seconds left in the first quarter. 16-12 Shawnee Mission East, and the Bullpups want the final shot of this frame. Mason Alexander being defended by Keelan Bolton. Clock comes down to 12. Now it'll drop to 8. Mason can't hear the play call. He's going to have to improvise. 4 seconds now. Mason working on Bolton. Head fake and a shimmy will pull up at the buzzer and banks it home. Mason Alexander didn't hear the play call and instead called up his own name and banks it in. He's got 6 points, and the Bullpups cut into this lead and make it 16-14 at the end of the first quarter. Shawnee Mission East with the lead. We'll take a 30-second break. We're back after this. You're listening to Bullpup Basketball on 96.7 FM KBBE.
You're listening to McPherson Bullpup Basketball on 96.7 FM KBBE.
Start of the second quarter here from the Roundhouse. Jim Joyner and Steve Sell on 96.7 FM KBBE. Or for those of you listening online worldwide at midkansasonline.com. We've got a game going here in the second championship bracket semifinal between McPherson and Shawnee Mission East. And the Lancers from Kansas City have a 16-14 lead through 1.
And the Lancers are 7 out of 8 from the field. The Bullpups 6 out of 10. 88% for the Lancers in the first quarter.
Pretty good.
No way they can keep that up. But the Bullpups shooting 60%.
Bullpups send their 5 starters back onto the floor. Mason Alexander, Thomas Diggs, Ben Pyle, Jace Alexander, and Drew Labertew. Remember, Jake Alexander will not play tonight after rolling an ankle last night against Blue Valley West. Dribbling the basketball up top is Noah Curlbaum, a 6'1" junior, averaging only 4 points per game. Being defended by Jace Alexander. Now ball back into the hands of their leading scorer and point guard, Keelan Bolton. Out of the left wing, Curlbaum with a head fake, drives in, and the pass goes off the face of their big man, Jack Schumann, and it's picked up by Drew Labertew. Here comes Ben Pyle. Bullpups trailing by 2. He loves that pull-up 3. He will pull up from the Bullpup logo. Misses off to the left, but there's your offensive rebound. Pyle drives in, and he will be bumped on his way to the basket. Basket was good, but it's waved off. Foul is on the floor, and that foul is picked up by Seamus Carroll, who just checked into the game.
And
team foul number 3 on the Lancers.
One of those little plays, Drew Labertew flying in to get the offensive rebound, giving it to Ben, and that drew the foul. Let's see if the Bullpups can score on their inbounds play like they always do. But no, Shawnee Mission East, very well scouted.
Mason Alexander calls out the play, top of the circle. Bullpups working from left to right. Mason will hand off to Ben Pyle. Works off a screen at the top. Now he'll roll. Mason thought about a 3 on the right wing. And a hand in his face, the left hand of Keelan Bolton.
Mason 3 out of 4 in that first quarter. I hope he keeps it up. Maybe he's found his shot tonight.
Mason hands off Ben Pyle, left open, 3-ball for the lead. He's fouled. He misses it, and that'll put Mason instead, actually. It was a foul on Mason Alexander instead of Ben Pyle in the act of shooting. I couldn't tell who fell down at first, so the Bullpups will get it on the floor.
Yeah, Mason set a screen, and number 30, Seamus Carroll, ran through the screen and knocked Mason down, so the Bullpups get the ball out. 14 fouls now on the Lancers.
Just over a minute into the second quarter, 16-14, Shawnee Mission East. Nobody has scored yet in this second frame. Top of the circle, Thomas Diggs fades a pass over to Ben Pyle. 3-ball, good! And the Bullpups take a 17-16 lead.
And you can tell when Ben knows it's going to be good, he does a little bunny hop while the ball's in the air.
Ben's got 6, Mason's got 6, and the Bullpups have got a 1-point lead. 17-16, Shawnee Mission East with the basketball. Thomas Diggs defending out on the perimeter. Now pulling the trigger from deep is Noah Curlbaum. It misses too strong. Another rebound for Ben Pyle. Ben, pass up the floor for Drew Labertew. Thought about driving in. Instead, they'll pull it back out. Cody Stufflebean on the floor as well. And Pyle will dribble here to the near side, coming off a 31-point performance last night. Mason picks up his dribble at the right elbow. They'll swing it around. Now back to Mason Alexander. 6 minutes to go in the second quarter. 17-16 McPherson. Mason pulls the trigger from 3. Too strong off the back iron. Long rebound. Nearly goes out of bounds, and it does, as Noah Curlbaum had picked it up, but that right sneaker tiptoed the line.
Well, I know Coach Kinnaman's thinking we've got to get something inside in that, Stufflebean in there now. I'd like to see them work him a little bit into the offense.
17-16 Bullpups, 14 fouls against Shawnee Mission East, and only 2 called so far against the Bullpups. And now, Shawnee Mission East almost knocks it out of bounds again, and he does. Noah Curlbaum, instead actually Andy Maddox, for the second time in a row, knocks the ball out of bounds in what could have been an easy breakaway.
Yeah, that's another turnover on Mason. He's already got 3 turnovers. He's got to be a little more judicious with the basketball.
Mason Alexander gets to the time stripe. Thomas Diggs thought about a backdoor pass, but this one's kicked out of bounds off of Shawnee Mission East. Bullpups keep it again. They'll inbound right in front of the Lancer bench.
The problem for the Bullpups is the Shawnee Mission East team just has so much length. I mean, even Maddox is coming to the game. He's very long-armed. Of course, Meeks, Schumann, they're all just very long-armed, very skinny guys, but long arms.
Mason dribbles here to the near side, hands off Ben Pyle. He had to work through that screen. Pyle driving in on Zane Meeks, tries a fadeaway, shot is partially blocked, and a rebound after the block on his own block by Zane Meeks. Driving in, Bolton draws contact, no foul, but Meeks is there for the putback and the lead. And Shawnee Mission East goes back up on top, 18-17, 5:05 to go in the second quarter.
And they are literally guarding Ben Pyle with 2 players. I think they're laying off of Labertew and Jace Alexander. Jace needs to hit one like that one.
And he knocks it down from the right corner. Jace Alexander with his 6th 3 of the year, and the Bullpups go back on top, 20-18.
Yeah, they're basically leaving either Labertew or Jace Alexander unguarded.
Meeks in the lane gets his arm grabbed by Jace Alexander. That'll put Meeks to the free throw line for 2 instead of the easy 2 there. Jace picks up his first and team foul number 3.
Yeah, and that's one thing the Bullpups were worried about before the game. They said we've got to stay out of foul trouble. Just 3 team fouls, and we're already a quarter and a half into the game, playing a very smart game on defense so far.
Zane Meeks breaks the trend for the Lancers and hits their first free throw of the game. They're now 1 out of 4. Meeks has 6 points.
Very deep Shawnee Mission East team. They go about 9 deep.
Zane Meeks, 27 and 12 last night, 9 out of 15 from the field, and 9 out of 11 from the stripe. And there he goes 2 out of 2. So he's got 7, and this game is tied up at 20 apiece. 4:44 left to go in the first half. Final game of the second day of the McPherson Invitational. Bullpups want a date with Bishop Carroll in the championship game tomorrow night. Labertew, top of the circle, being defended by Ben Dollar, their second guy off the bench for this Lancer team. Jace Alexander now being defended by Keelan Bolton. Cody Stufflebean at the top, trying to find somebody. Pyle comes off a screen, pulling the trigger from deep. No! Offensive rebound, though, by Labertew. Back to Ben Pyle, steps into a 3 again. A little strong. Another offensive rebound. Cody Stufflebean fighting for it down low, and a foul called underneath. Cody Stufflebean, the definition of grit.
Exactly. Coach Kinnaman wants a timeout. I think he's going to say, we got to have somebody shoot the basketball besides Ben. We cannot count on Ben to do everything offensively.
Zane Meeks picks up the foul for Shawnee Mission East, and Coach Kinnamon wants the timeout. 20 apiece with 4:10 to go in this first half. We'll take a 30-second break, and back after this, we'll listen to Bullpup basketball on 96.7 FM KBBE.
You're listening to McPherson Bullpup basketball on 96.7 FM KBBE.
20 apiece with 4:10 to go in this first half between McPherson and Shawnee Mission East. Another matchup of these two teams playing in the McPherson Invitational. They'll inbound to Cody Stufflebean. Can't finish underneath. Right out of the timeout, Keelan-Bolton with a rebound. Bringing the basketball from right to left. Now they'll slow it down. He's being defended by Drew Labertew. Now they'll switch to Mason Alexander. Halfway through the second quarter. Tied up at 20 apiece. They set a screen for Bolton up top. Driving in. Fades away from 15 feet. Rims in and out. Another rebound for Ben Pyle underneath. He's got to have about 7 at this point, as well as 6 points. As Ben drives in, he gets hacked on his way into the lane. The foul will be picked up by Seamus Carroll. I think that's his third, and team foul number 6.
It is his third, and he's not really one of their key players. But this is a grinder. This is going to be a grinder just like the Bullpups had with Andale and last night with Blue Valley West.
Ben Pyle in the lane, out of the inbounds, a little 8-footer, no. Another offensive rebound, Stufflebean, head fake, won't get the roll with his left hand. Fights for it underneath, now Jace Alexander with a rebound. Ben Pyle goes up, can't finish, but will go to the line for 2. The Bullpups are all over this offensive glass, and that's something Coach Kinnaman's got to love.
And last night, we couldn't get an offensive rebound to save our soul. Cody Stufflebean, just a man in there tonight, picking up the slack for the injured Jake Alexander.
Ben Pyle to the free throw line for 2 here, and this one rims in and out. Pyle is 30 out of 42 at the free throw line this season.
Ben just seems a little out of sync. It's like he's a little quick with his shot tonight, kind of rushing a little bit at the free throw line. He didn't have the smooth stroke that time.
20 apiece. Ben Pyle for the lead with 3:31 to go in the second quarter, and he does. 2 out of 3 for Ben Pyle at the line, 2 out of 3 as a team. He's got 7 points, and the Bullpups go back on top. Back and forth we go here in this first half. Keelan-Bolton of Shawnee Mission East hands off to the top of the circle for Will Curran. Will Curran had 4 points and 2 rebounds last night. Picks up his dribble, being defended by Thomas Diggs. Tyler Hoppus back into the game for McPherson as well, in the spot of Mason Alexander. Bolton will pull the ball back out. Lancers playing along the perimeter. Out of the near side for Curran. Lancers going to the basket to our left. 3 minutes left in the second quarter. Setting up a 3 for Ben Dollar. Pump fake. Hands back off to Andy Maddox. Left open in the right corner. Schumann, a 3 for the lead. It's good. Jack Schumann knocks down his second 3 of the game, and the Lancers now lead it 23-21. Schumann with 6 points.
Can't leave a lefty open in the corner. I don't know what it is about left-handers, but they seem to shoot from the corner really well.
Hoppus was in the corner. He's right-handed, though. Thought about a 3, and instead decides to not shoot. 2:30 to go in the first half. 23-21, Lancers lead.
Bullpups trying to steal some minutes for Mason on the bench, getting a blow. Just can't play Mason and Ben 32 minutes both.
Thomas Diggs in the right corner, wanted to take a 3, but the Lancers have been good at closing out. Stufflebean with a spin move. He gets tripped, no foul called as he hits the deck. Rebound, Shawnee Mission East. Bolton brings the ball right to left, over on the right wing, now crosses over his dribble, and now they'll settle into this offense with just over 2 to go in the second quarter. Trying to feed the ball down low for Ben Dollar, who's being matched up with Jace Alexander. Bullpups are a little bit outsized tonight. This is a big Shawnee Mission East team and a deep Shawnee Mission East team. Now they'll feed it down low for Schumann. Ball goes out of bounds, but it's off of Ben Pyle last. 1:51 to go in the second quarter, and the Bullpups will send 3 into the game. Aaron Trost, Drew Labertew, and Mason Alexander for Cody Stufflebean, Kyler Hoppus, and one more's got to come out. Jace Alexander.
And I think Coach Kinnaman will talk to Cody Stufflebean. He says you're getting great position down low, but you're just going too fast. Just take your time, and then you can finish plays.
Bolton inbounds. Lancers going right at the basket. A jump ball is called, and guess who? Aaron Trost getting his hand in there, getting the jump ball, and back to McPherson.
Bullpups got to get big minutes out of Trost tonight. We've just talked about it's kind of a committee to replace Jake Alexander at that 3 spot in the lineup.
Got to make up 14 points per game from Jake Alexander, just a junior. Mason Alexander thought about handing off to Ben Pyle, spins around, now back to Pyle on the left wing. Ben already with 7 points tonight, Bullpups trailing by 2. Diggs wanted the backdoor pass, pulls up, back out to Trost. Now Aaron Trost puts the ball on the floor. Labertew will pull it back out, 1:20 to go in the second quarter. Labertew working on the 6'7" Zane Meeks. Trost at the free throw line, rips through, drives down the right side, pulls up from 8 feet, a little short there. Offensive rebound kept alive by Drew Labertew. Back out to the perimeter. Pyle in the left corner, driving in, scoops the pass, Trost in the lane, but an offensive foul, a player control foul called on Ben Pyle as he passed it back out but jumped into the air.
Yeah, you can't leave your feet. Ben, pretty easy call there. Very well officiated game tonight. Ben Schmidt, Ben Schrog, John Kaufman, an all-star crew for sure.
23-21 Lancers with 1 minute to go in the second quarter. Make sure to stick around for our halftime show. We'll have football coach Chase Pavlovich on, and the Lancers sneak past with a backdoor pass, and Will Curran scores again his second basket. The lead is now back up to 4 for Shawnee Mission East, 25-21. Mason Alexander on the right wing. Bullpups need a 3. Mason drives into the right baseline. Kick back up top. Thomas Diggs trying to deliver again, and this one misses off to the left. Offensive rebound by Labertew out of bounds, and it will stick with McPherson. 35 seconds left in the first half.
Bullpups doing a great job on the offensive glass. Stufflebean probably in for Trost because they got a special inbounds play. Let's see if they use it, and Stufflebean would be the benefactor of it if they run the play that I know they have in their arsenal.
35 seconds left in this second quarter. The Lancers will bring Jack Schumann out of the game. Mason inbounding on the baseline to our right. Floats it up top for Cody Stufflebean. And now Ben Pyle and the Bullpups might want to hold for the final shot of this first half. Ben now with 25 seconds left, working on another big man and Andy Maddox. Ben Pyle now with 20. Trailing 25-21. They want to steal some points here before going into the locker room. Ben Pyle now with 13 seconds left. Lancer bench comes to their feet right in front of us. Ben Pyle now with 8. Ben driving in, kicking out to the left side. Mason, step back 3 from the left corner. Too strong. Rebound pulled down by Shawnee Mission East, and the time will run out here in the first half. And the Lancers hold a 25-21 lead on McPherson going into the halftime locker room. Steve Sells, this was a great comeback by the Bullpups, who got down 7-0 to start this game, but for the last 3 minutes, they could not shoot.
Yeah, and it's just such a struggle for Ben Pyle. He's got basically 2 guys guarding him. They're leaving one guy open all the time, either Labertew or Diggs, whoever it is. But it's almost like Ben is going 1-on-2 every time he has the ball. Mason Alexander shot it well in the first quarter, not quite the second quarter. Bullpups only scored 7 points in that second quarter. This is just a, pulling teeth type of game, that's for sure.
Halftime score in the final game of the second day at the Roundhouse here. The Bullpups trail Shawnee Mission East 25-21 at the break, and a spot in the MIT Championship game tomorrow night is on the line with Bishop Carroll. We'll take a 1-minute break, and when we come back on our Prairie Land Partners halftime show, another chat with Bullpup football coach Chase Pavlovich. We're back in 1 minute. You're listening to Bullpup basketball on 96.7 FM KBBE.
FM KBBE.
Start of the second half from the Roundhouse here in the final game of the day, day number 2, as the Bullpups are playing for a spot in that McPherson Invitational Championship game and trying to do it for the 35th time in the illustrious 54 years of this invitational. Steve, the Bullpups trail Shawnee Mission East 25-21. But luckily the Bullpups have been tested enough this year that this is not an unfamiliar situation.
Well, the crazy thing is the Bullpups are 8 of 25 from the field. Shawnee Mission East 10 of 14, but the offensive rebounding by the Bullpups are getting a lot of second shots. But, man, got to get some offense going. Ben Pyle just 2 out of 10 in that first half.
Shawnee Mission East starts with the basketball. Black jerseys with the light blue numbers. The 3-ball immediately off the left hand of Jack Schumann rolls in and out. He had 6 points in the first half. Rebound Ben Pyle. Bullpups up the floor to our left. Mason pops in the lane, and no. Put back, no. As Mason had 2 looks there from inside 6. Bolton the rebound all the way up the floor. Pyle goes for the block, but instead it's scored by Noah Curlbaum, his first basket of the game, and the Lancer lead grows to 27-21.
The Bullpups had 1 point the last 5 minutes of the first half, just 1 free throw, really struggling from the field. Again, they really missed Jake Alexander.
Thomas Diggs over on the right wing. He knocked down a 3 earlier in this game. Diggs tries to pass into the lane, but it is kicked by Keelan Bolton. 7:08 to go in the third quarter. Bullpups trailing 27-21.
I keep trying to figure out this defense, Shawnee Mission. It's some kind of junk defense, but for the most part, Ben Pyle basically has 2 guys guarding him.
Mason Alexander inbounding on the baseline to our left. Gets it back up top for Ben Pyle. Pyle with that left hand in his face, that's Jack Schumann. and all 6'6" of him. Mason Alexander switches the basketball to the top side. Bullpups working from right to left now on the home end. Labertew back to Jace Alexander. 5 starters on the floor for McPherson. Labertew, as they have been trying to lock down Ben Pyle, can't find him with a pass. Labertew steps in, draws the foul. That'll put him to the line for 2. Foul will be called on Noah Curlbaum. That's his first and team foul number 1.
Well, Drew needs to step up with some confidence here. Free throwing is not one of his strengths. Anyone that's watched the Bullpups knows he goes through periods where he really struggles. He had an air ball the other night, but he drills that one. Good job, Drew. That should give him some confidence.
Drew is now 5 out of 10 on the year at the free throw line. Started off strong. Has missed a couple in the last few games. Labertew with a chance to make it 2 for 2 here. Left it short and knew it. Rebound picked up by Will Curran of Shawnee Mission East. 27-22 Lancers. 6:35 to go in this third quarter, and a travel on the other end as Noah Curlbaum had broken that pressure and then traveled on the baseline.
You know, the Bullpups only had 4 turnovers in the first half. Shawnee Mission East 6. Very well played game. Not a lot of fouls. 4 for the Bullpups, 7 for the Lancers.
6.5 to go in the third quarter. 27-22. Ben Pyle picks up the high hedge and the double team there as they come after him, and now he throws it into the backcourt, and an over and back called against McPherson.
Man, Ben Pyle is just frustrated because he gets the ball, Schumann's on him, but then somebody else runs out at him, and he's forced to give the ball up, and Ben just not able to get into the groove like he normally is.
Shawnee Mission East 6-3 on the season, and 2-3 out of the Sunflower League. Schumann driving in, almost travels, passes to the baseline. Meek passes over to the left wing. Bolton left open 3, all the way in and all the way back out. Rebound Mason Alexander, running in traffic, dribbles behind his back. Mason dribbling over on the Bullpup logo. Mason on the right wing now. Switches back to his right. Ben left open, right corner 3. Switch! As Ben Pyle knocks down the tray. Ben gets himself up to 10 points, and that lead shrinks down to 2.
Well, maybe that'll unlock the door for Ben. 2 out of 10 the first half. Just wasn't be able to get any kind of rhythm going.
Shawnee Mission East hearing it from the Bullpup crowd here at the Roundhouse tonight. A great crowd on hand as it is heating up here. Will Curran on the right wing will hand off to Keelan Bolton. Bolton already with 6 in this game. Picks up his dribble at the free throw line. Back out to Curran. Down low, Meeks with a big time rejection from Ben Pyle. Meeks is fouled now after the rebound and goes up and in with a chance at an and 1. Pyle with a swat from behind. There will be a foul on his way back up to the basket. Called on Drew Labertew, his first. Team foul number 1, and Meeks with a chance at a 3-point play.
Stufflebean coming in now for Jace Alexander. And Coach Kinnamon says, man, that's a tough one. Looked like we had the play. And Schumann again coming out. He doesn't play long stretches for whatever reason, but he is a really good player.
Zane Meeks steps to the free throw line, already 2 for 2 tonight. Make it 3 for 3. He completes a 3-point play. He's into double digits as well. So Zane Meeks and Ben Pyle both with 10 points. The game's leading scores, and that lead for Shawnee Mission East back up to 30-25. Mason Alexander fakes the handoff to Thomas Diggs. Mason at the left elbow. Bounces a pass to Cody Stufflebean on the left block. Stufflebean going to work. His pass for Ben Pyle is stolen and picked up. The Lancers want to run. All the way up the floor. Left hand and in as Shawnee Mission East makes this a 7-point lead on the basket from Noah Curlbaum. And a timeout taken by Coach Kinnamon. It is a full timeout. 32 Shawnee Mission East and 25 McPherson with 4:52 to go in this third quarter. We take a 30-second break. We're back after this. You're listening to Bullpup Basketball on 96.7 FM KBBE.
You're listening to McPherson Bullpup Basketball on 96.7 FM KBBE.
32-25, Shawnee Mission East leads McPherson with 4:52 to go in this third quarter in the semifinal round of the championship bracket. The winner of this will take on Bishop Carroll in the title game tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, and the loser will take on Lawrence Free State in the third place game starting at 5. So the Bullpups, after falling in this hole here, they had a nice defensive stop, and then it turned into an and 1. Then they couldn't score with a turnover on their offensive end, and then Shawnee Mission East rallying there with a 5-0 run.
And Bullpups, they've got to get something going offensively. Somebody besides Ben and Mason needs to make a shot, give them some confidence.
32-25. Bullpups have only scored 4 points in this third quarter. Mason over in the right corner, waiting for a screen to set up for Ben Pyle, but it's not there. They have been like glue on Ben Pyle. Now to the baseline. Ball knocked out of bounds by Shawnee Mission East as Labertew is trying to slip a pass to the right block for Cody Stufflebean. Bullpups keep the ball on the baseline. Mason Alexander will smack the ball and inbound. Mason throws it up top for Ben Pyle. That's his only option. Ben pulls the trigger from deep. No. Offensive rebound Diggs as he gets bumped. And now they will wave off the basket caught on the floor. Team foul number 2 against the Lancers. It will be called on Will Curran. That's his second for Shawnee Mission East. Neither team in any foul trouble at all, as the Bullpups only had 14 fouls in the first half, and so far one almost halfway through the third quarter. Stufflebean drives, gets fouled, no call, gets his own rebound, a second miss. Ball tipped in by Ben Pyle. He didn't mean to. The ball popped up over the backboard and falls in. Ben's got 12, and the Bullpups got the lead to 5.
Got to be impressed with Cody Stufflebean, though. He is not afraid to take it right at this East defense.
Lancers working left to right. Maddox misses the 2 on the right block. Rebound Ben Pyle. Now the Bullpups will come right to left. Ben Pyle dribbles over to the right wing. Wants the drive. Ben goes up. Can't get the roll as he wanted a two-handed slam and had to lay it in. Now a rebound and a steal taken away by the Lancers. Bolton driving in. Contact. No. Offensive rebound and put back. Yes. For Zane Meeks. He's got a dozen. And the Lancer lead back to 7, 34-27.
Yeah, and Shawnee Mission East starting to pound the offensive boards like the Bullpups did in the first half. But, man, I tell you, it's just hard to score against all this length.
Mason Alexander being defended by Will Curran. Great point guard for the Lancers. Labertew picks up his dribble, top of the circle, gets it to Mason Alexander. Kick out, left corner, Diggs, another 3. It's short, and a towering rebound by Keelan Bolton right over the back of Cody Stufflebean. Bolton brings it left to right. And now the Lancers will slow things down. Entry pass for Zane Meeks, draws a triple team and travels.
And boy, that clock, we just keep looking up, and it just seems like that clock is running super fast because the Bullpups down 7, but there's only 3 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Looks like McPherson will need one more player. They'll send him back out.
As Cody Stufflebean just looks exhausted. He is just battling his tail off inside, but, you know, that takes a lot out of you.
Ben Pyle slowly walks the basketball and clears the time stripe and the M logo at center court. Mason Alexander works off a high Cody Stufflebean screen. The Lancers hedge it perfectly. Now a reach will be called as they almost came away with a trap and the steal. And that foul will be team foul number 3 against Shawnee Mission East and the first on Andy Maddox.
And again, a little too much dribbling by Mason. We need to be moving that ball a little quicker. They're doubling up on Mason, and they're really kind of wearing him down, too. They got 2 guys, it seems like, on the ball, and Mason's played a lot of minutes so far.
2:40 to go, third quarter. Bullpups down 34-27. Alexander drives in. Now to Ben Pyle. Pass is stolen on the entry pass from Cody Stufflebean. Other end of the floor, Curlbaum finishes for 2. And the Lancers have their largest lead of the game at 9, 36-27.
Every time the Bullpups are turning it over, we're getting beat down the floor. And easy baskets here in the quarter for Shawnee Mission East. There's a pass inside.
And one. Chase Alexander after the perfect pass from Mason Alexander. And Chase with a chance at a 3-point play.
Well, I'll tell you, if the Bullpups pull this one out, this is a Houdini trick tonight. Because right now, Shawnee Mission East is the better team. There is no question about it. Their length is just an absolute problem with no Jake Alexander. Also, that's 15 points a game almost the Bullpups are missing. Don't want to be making excuses, but he is such a big part of this Bullpup team that, we're not replacing his points.
Well, the Bullpups dig back in after the and one there for Jace Alexander. He's got 6 tonight, and it's 36-30. Speaking of Jaces, Jace Kinnamon has just checked into the game for Kyler Hoppus. Bolton the hands off up top. Almost a foul on Jace Alexander out by half court. Only 1 team foul against the Bullpups so far. Bolton drives in, and a big block by Big Ben. Mason Alexander wants to lead the charge. Mason to a trailing 3 for Ben Pyle. Thought about it. Drives in. Kick out. Kinnamon for 3. Good! As Jace Kinnamon knocks down a 3, and a timeout taken by Shawnee Mission East. The lead is cut to 3. 36-33, and the boss picks up his first 3-pointer of the season. Timeout taken. We'll take a 30-second break with 1:44 to go in this third quarter. 36 Shawnee Mission East and 33 McPherson. We're back after this. You're listening to Bullpup Basketball on 96.7 FM KBBE.
McPherson Bullpup Basketball on 96.7 FM KBBE.
1:44 left to go in this third quarter, and the Bullpups have cut into the Shawnee Mission East lead. They now trail 36-33, and the Bus with a three-pointer, his first of the season, and you saw him getting ready for it earlier tonight.
Yeah, I walked into the gym. I heard just one ball bouncing the gym about 5 o'clock night, and it was Jace Kinnamon with nobody else in the gym shooting three-pointers. So maybe he had an inkling that he was going to be needed tonight. Big three-pointer. Let's see if the Bullpups can feed off that energy now.
1:35 to go in this third quarter. Lancers with the ball back. Going to the basket to our right. Jace Alexander, Mason Alexander, Drew Labertew, Cody Stufflebean, and Ben Pyle on the floor. Zane Meeks dribbling up top. Now the Lancers slow things down. Pass for Maddox. Down low, Meeks. Going to work on Stufflebean. Head fake. Gets the right-handed shot to go to make this lead 5. Zane Meeks with 14 tonight after 27 last night against Wichita North. Mason works off the screen. Pops from the left elbow. No. And a rebound underneath. It'll be a foul on Drew Labertew for coming over the back. Now under a minute to go in the third quarter. 38 Shawnee Mission East. 33 McPherson.
I just wish Mason would take a deep breath. He is so wound up. He is wound so tight. He's just not got any flow in his stroke, and he's just trying way too hard. Just let it come to you.
Shawnee Mission East back into the offense. 45 seconds left. In the third quarter, that is. Bolton drives in at the free throw line, pass down low. It's not there. Three ball coming, and it's a foul.
Boy.
It looked like on Drew Labertew on the arm of Noah Curlbaum. So Curlbaum going to the free throw line for 3.
And that can take away all the momentum of that Bullpup run there. Bullpups had been 9, got it down to 3. But this is what happened in the second quarter. They just went absolutely dead offensively at the end of the quarter, and the first free throw's good, and judging from that stroke, I got a feeling he's going to make these next 2.
Noah Curlbaum was 7, and he misses the second one.
Put the jinx on him.
Perfectly.
Again, Schumann back in, or Schumann coming out. I just don't understand. Maybe he doesn't have great stamina because they don't play him for long stretches, but he's a terrific player.
Noah Curlbaum averages 4 points per game, but he had 18 last night against Wichita North.
Don't be surprised if Shawnee Mission East really slows it down in the fourth quarter.
Curlbaum makes 2 out of 3 there, and the lead is back to 7. 40 Shawnee Mission East, 33 McPherson. 37.6 left to go in the third quarter. Mason Alexander and the Bullpups need a make here. Mason back up to Ben Pyle. They'll fade a pass over to Mason. Backdoor lob. Ben Pyle can't go up for the alley-oop. They call a foul underneath as they were sealing him off from getting to the bucket.
Let's see if they call that a 2-shot foul. He was going up for the lob. Sean Hare wants an over the back. If they call this over the back, this place will go nuts. It's got to be an undercut. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, they're going to give him 2. And I thought that's a good call. Sean Hare doesn't agree, but that is a good call.
Foul is on Noah Curlbaum. That is his second. Team foul number 5, and that puts Ben Pyle to the free throw line for 2, where he's 2 out of 3 tonight.
Boy, Sean Hare's going to argue, but he's not going to win that battle.
Pyle makes the first. He's got 13. Bullpups as a team, and now 4 out of 7.
They get the ball to start the fourth quarter as well, so if we can get it down to 5, hold them without a point here, get the ball to start the fourth quarter, maybe hit a 3 and get it to 2.
Second one for Ben Pyle. Good. Ben's got 14. The lead for the Lancers is 5. Bolton driving in. Meeks goes up and won't get the roll. He had a look at an and 1. And I don't think the Bullpups thought that they were going to take the ball to the basket that quickly. But in less than 5 seconds, Bolton brings the ball down, passes off for Zane Meeks. And now Meeks back to the free throw line for 2.
Yeah, the Bullpup defense just fell asleep. I'm not sure who it was, but Coach Kinnamon was just very irate about that.
Meeks picks the first. He's got 15.
Labertew going to get a rest. Diggs in. That Bullpup bench a little shorter tonight. Again, no Jake Alexander tonight. And Stufflebean has done a great job on the defensive end. We haven't gotten much offense. And, boy, again, we missed that offense from Jake.
Meeks makes both. And he's now 4 out of 5 at the line.
We need a shot to go down right before the buzzer. Get this crowd into the game because that big run by the Bullpups has gone away.
42-35, now 7 seconds left, third quarter. Mason crossing over, dumps it to Cody Stufflebean with 2 seconds left. Stufflebean ripping through, shot won't go. Ben Pyle throws up a shot, and he's fouled as the shot, or the game clock, expires in the third quarter. So Ben Pyle, after picking up the foul from Zane Meeks, is second. Ben will go to the free throw line for 2 with nobody in the lane and zeros on the clock.
And these are the hardest free throws to make when there's nobody on the line, but, you know, you're there by yourself. Let's see if he can knock him down, and he missed the first one. Boy, how many times have you seen that? When there's nobody on the line, it just doesn't seem normal to have free throw shooting. It's like you're shooting in your backyard. Ben makes 1 out of 2 to get it down to 6, but the Bullpups have a very tall mountain to climb in the fourth quarter.
42, Shawnee Mission East. 36, McPherson. As we start the fourth quarter here at the Roundhouse, and the Bullpups need a rally. We're back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Bullpup Basketball on 96.7 FM KBBE.
You're listening to McPherson Bullpup Basketball on 96.7 FM KBBE.
The Roundhouse is rocking as we start the fourth quarter, as it should be. The final game of the day on day number 2 of the 54th annual McPherson Invitational, and the McPherson Bullpups need a rally here in the fourth quarter. They trail Shawnee Mission East 42-36, and Steve Sell, and these final 8 minutes, the first 3 minutes of these final 8 are very important.
Well, you look at the stats and you wonder how the Bullpups are even in the game. 31% from the field, 61% for Shawnee Mission East. And, you know, both teams did a great job of handling the ball. Both teams about the same from the foul line. Bullpups have actually shot it better from 3-point. But the difference is Zane Meeks, 16 points. He is just a tough matchup inside.
Mason Alexander flips the pass over the left wing for Ben Pyle. Pyle back to Jace Alexander. 3-ball left wing. Good! As Jace Alexander knocks down a 3. He's got 9 points, and the Roundhouse is electrified. 42-39, Shawnee Mission East. Back to the end to our right. Right wing, Will Curran. Back up to the top for Schumann. They'll swing it around to Maddox on the left wing. Back to Bolton. Bolton is this team's best player, but he's been limited in this second half to 0 points after 6 in the first half. The Bullpups to within 1 possession here. 42-39. Curran on the right wing. Will hand off to Schumann. Bullpups have been a little bit outsized tonight, and now Schumann stripped on his way to the rim. Ben Pyle on his own to the other end is fouled and will go to the line for 2. Ben Pyle comes up with a strip, the steal, and now a chance for 2 at the line.
Bullpups can get it down to 1. If Ben Pyle can knock these 2 down, Bullpups coming out very strong defensively here to start the quarter.
Ben Pyle to the free throw line, and this will be a 2-shot foul. Shawnee Mission East is now put the Bullpups into the bonus. That is team foul number 7, and Ben knocks down the first. He's got 16.
And it's time for a little of that Roundhouse magic, Jim. Bullpup fans need to summon all the energy under the magical dome here at McPherson.
Pyle gets a second to go. We've got a 1-point game. Buckle up. 7:10 to go in this game. 42-41. And now almost a pick 6 for Ben Pyle, which would have given the Bullpups the lead. Zane Meeks dribbles and passes back out for Schumann. Schumann wants a high screen from Meeks. The Bullpups hedge. Meeks thought about a 3, drives in, bumps off a Stufflebean. No foul called. The Bullpups fight for it underneath, but it's last touch by McPherson. Shawnee Mission East will keep it. The McPherson fans wanted an offensive foul.
Yeah, and I think, you know, they have done a great job calling this game, but that really did look like an offensive foul. Labertew now coming in to replace Stufflebean. Stufflebean is just exhausted. I mean, he is playing so hard, he's almost playing himself to exhaustion.
42-41, Shawnee Mission East. 6:44 left in this game, and now out of the inbound, they throw it up for Jack Schumann. He's fouled and will go to the line for 2, and that is one that will make Coach Kinnamon pull his hair out.
Well, what's going to make him pull his hair out? That's the favorite Bullpup play, and we just got beat with our own play right there.
Mason Alexander picks up his first foul of the game, and Schumann misses the first. Stufflebean right back in for Thomas Diggs. Now Schumann can only keep this at a 1 or a 2-point game. Second one for the left-handed Jack Schumann misses both. Ben Pyle with a rebound. Bullpups with a chance to take the lead. 6:40 to go.
They haven't led since 21-20 with 3:31 to go.
Labertew loses it and then barely keeps it alive right in front of half court. Pyle on the left wing, working on Maddox. Pyle driving the baseline. Scoop shot, no. Rebound picked up by the Lancers, and they can run. They've got numbers. Bolton up the floor, will finish at the rim as it spun around. And the Lancers, after having a chance to go down, respond to make it a three-point game, 44-41.
And how many times have we not gotten back on defense and got beat on a layup? It's been a layup drill.
Mason pulls up from the free throw line. Shot is no good. Rebound, Ben Pyle. Put back in one with a chance to tie it with a three-point play. Ben Pyle fighting his tail off down low, and the Bullpups can knot it up at 44.
I think Coach Kinnamon is, when we talk to him after the game, the one thing that will disappoint him is how bad we're getting beat in transition. I think they've got at least 5 or 6 layups. After we've missed a shot, we kind of stood and watched, and they've beaten us back.
Pyle with a free throw to tie it. It's good. 44-44 with 6 minutes to go. And Ben Pyle and Mason Alexander and the Bullpups say, let me hear you. Listen to this play.
The roof is about to come off. Can't even probably hear a whistle if they make a call. It's so loud.
Bolton on the right wing. Bolton tries to scoop a pass into the right corner. Meeks pulls a trigger for 3, and it's good.
Gosh. What a shot.
As he silences this crowd. Meeks has got 19 points, and the lead goes back up to 47-44. Bullpups want to answer. Mason, here's the answer. Good! 47-47, and a timeout taken by McPherson. 47 McPherson, 47 Shawnee Mission East with 5:29 to play. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Bullpup Basketball on 96.7 FM KBBE.
You're listening to McPherson Bullpup Basketball on 96.7 FM KBBE.
Man, we've got a good one going here from the Roundhouse in the final game of the day. The Bullpups have rallied back from down 9, and they have tied Shawnee Mission East up 47-47 with 5:29 to play. Jim Joyner joining you here on 96.7 FM KBBE alongside Steve Sell, Steve Buckawa.
Yeah, Mason Alexander, that's the best looking shot he's had in a long time. Shot it in rhythm, looked really smooth. That's the Mason we saw earlier in the year.
Mason's got 9. We're tied up at 47 apiece. The Bullpups have to find a way to stop Zane Meeks, the big man for Shawnee Mission East. Now Curlbaum, tight roping down the sideline in front of the Shawnee Mission East bench. Now thought about a 3, and the Lancers will slow it down. 5 minutes to go in the game. We're knotted up at 47. Curran dribbling over on the left side, hands back off to the point guard, Keelan Bolton. Some of the quickest first steps we see from him of anybody that the Bullpups will see all year. Curran driving, and now a timeout taken by Shawnee Mission East. Steve, let's keep it here with 4:48 to go. Shawnee Mission East and the Bullpups locked in one of the best games we've seen all year. It's the best game we've seen all year.
Yeah, and Shawnee Mission East just ran off 41 seconds. That Bullpup defense really tightening up. And I think Sean Hare's thinking what I am. If McPherson can ever get the lead, it's going to win the game. Because I think that's what Sean's thinking too. He has seen too many games in the Roundhouse where this crowd has willed the team to a victory. What a great crowd tonight. I mean, we can barely hear ourselves talk. We are blowing the roof off this place.
You mentioned Sean Hare knows that some weird things happen in this building. He's 1-6 against McPherson at the Invitational. That tells you something.
And he has lost some very difficult games late. That Bullpup defense, though, has just been tremendous in this second half. And they need to get a stop here and get the ball. And got to stop Meeks, though. He has just been tremendous. Meeks, I should say, with an S on it.
Cody Stufflebean, Drew Labertew, Jace Alexander, Mason Alexander, and Ben Pyle in the game for McPherson. 47 apiece, 4:44 to go in this fourth quarter. Keelan Bolton up top at the M. Bolton, here's the double team, and now turns it over. Right into the arms of Cody Stufflebean. Up the floor for Mason Alexander on the left wing. Bullpups can take the lead. Mason Alexander dribbling, stepping back, hit the 3 to tie it. Now a 3 for the lead. Good! Mason Alexander with a 3, and the Bullpups take that lead, 50-47.
And all he had to do was hit that first one to unlock it. Beautiful stroke by Mason. I think he's found his shot, and almost another turnover.
And now instead it will be a foul on McPherson. And we can't see who's down for Shawnee Mission East right now. It's Keelan Bolton, as he was right in front of the bench. Team foul number 6, and Jace Alexander picks up his second. Steve, we joke around a lot about Jace Alexander picking up a lot of fouls, but what great minutes he's played tonight to keep himself out of foul trouble.
He's actually my player of the game right now. I just think the job he has done, having to step in for his cousin, has just been remarkable. Bullpups need to stop here.
Almost halfway through the final quarter. Maddox dribbling in. Oh, I thought it went off his leg. Ben Pyle thought the same thing. Shawnee Mission East gets the ball
It went
back.
off his leg, and the McPherson fans in that end cannot believe it. John Kaufman on the call, and it sure looked like it went off his knee, but maybe they saw something we didn't.
Shawnee Mission East inbounding on the baseline to our right. They'll inbound up top for Will Curran. Lancers going to the basket to our right. High hedge from Cody Stufflebean, and the tough defense he's played tonight. Under 4 to go. 50-47. Bolton to the right side for Meeks. The tied up right wing. No, too long. Rebound tip out of bounds and back to the Bullpups. Labertew fighting down there for position. Anybody else you would have expected it to be?
No, and it should have been a foul. It came over the back of Labertew, but actually that works out for the Bullpups because Labertew would have been shooting free throws. We know he kind of struggles there. Now they got a possession to actually score a basket of 2 points or maybe even 3 points. What a turnaround. Bullpups were down 9, now they're up 3.
50-47. Ben Pyle in this game with 18 points. He passes up to the top for Thomas Diggs. Diggs has knocked down a 3 as well tonight. Mason Alexander and the Bullpups with 3.5 to go, leading by 3. Mason feels the double team, trying to work around it. Now will reset. Bullpups do not want to hold here.
No, there's a lot of ball game left.
Labertew wanted the back door for Ben Pyle. It wasn't there. Diggs driving in, a lot of contact, no foul. As hitting the deck was Noah Curlbaum. The Shawnee Mission East bench thought there could have been a player control foul. Instead, now 3:05 to go. Mason working on Keelan Bolton. Now Mason will hand off to Diggs over on the right wing. Bullpups running the weave offense here. Pyle driving in, back door, Diggs, misses the easy 2 on the underneath, but Cody Stufflebean with the offensive rebound. What a game for the young man.
Yeah, Cody Stufflebean's really stepped up big. Mason's feeling it. Don't be surprised he pulls up for 3 here.
Mason instead pulls up for 2, little short. Stufflebean, the offensive rebound and putback. Cody Stufflebean with his second basket, and the Bullpups have a 5-point lead. Keelan Bolton on the other end. Shawnee Mission East needs an answer with 2.5 to go. 52-47. Pass for Zane Meeks. Stolen away by Alexander on the baseline. Mason running right to left in transition. Kick out, right corner. Pyle wanted to take a 3, but
if he would have shot,
pulls it back.
If he would have shot that 3 and got in, you wouldn't even have been out Eris talk. It's been so loud in here.
Pyle dribbling up top. 2:10 to go. Bullpups on the verge of a big-time comeback here tonight. Mason Alexander with now 2 minutes to go and a 5-point lead. Mason works off the Stufflebean screen. Mason wants to drive and now kicks it back out for Ben Pyle. What a game the Bullpups have played. Pyle dribbling in is fouled on his way to the basket. They will wave off the shot. So Pyle going to the line for a 1-and-1. Team foul number 9 on Shawnee Mission East, and that will go on Jack Schumann.
And you want Pyle at the line. You want your money guys there.
Instead actually on Andy Maddox. That's his 4th.
What a run here by the Bullpups. They are on a 11-3 run right now.
1:49 to go. Ben Pyle to the free throw line for a 1-and-1.
Wow, this is just unbelievable.
Pyle makes the first. He's got 19.
Bullpups have now scored 9 straight. Couple threes by Mason, offensive rebound by Stufflebean and putback, and now a free throw by Ben. Bullpups can go up 7.
And they do. The largest lead of the game with 1:45 to go. A date with Bishop Carroll, and the championship game tomorrow night is on the line. 1:40 to go. 54-47. Shawnee Mission East taking a 3. They need it. They won't get it. Ben Pyle keeps the defensive rebound alive, and the Bullpups will walk it from right to left. Shawnee Mission East is going to be forced to foul. Here's Ben Pyle. They don't want to foul him. He's got 20 points. Now with 1:24 left, here's the double team. Gets it to Cody Stufflebean. They don't want to foul him either. He's 11 out of 13 on the year. Mason Alexander, another good free throw shooter at 77%. You hear a trend in this, Steve? 1:10 to go.
They got a foul. They can't let the and they foul Mason Alexander.
It'll be 2 shots.
2-shot foul.
They go into the double bonus now for the first time. Mason going to the line. Foul called on Keelan Bolton. That's his second. So here steps Mason Alexander to the free throw line. He has hit 2 of the biggest threes of this game, and now 2 free throws would make it 56-47, 101 or 107 to go.
With 5:40 to go, East was up 47-44. They have not scored since, and Mason knocked it down. Bullpups now up 8. They can go up 9, and it's not like East has been shooting lights out from three-point. They're going to have to score in a hurry. Mason hits them both. What a great game for Mason Alexander.
Clutch. 105 to go. 56-47. The Bullpups have rallied from the depths of despair. Meeks steps into a 3. Left wing. Off the back iron, no. Rebound kept alive by Ben Dollar of Shawnee Mission East. Bolton driving in. Left-handed scoop is good. And a timeout taken by Sean Hare of the Shawnee Mission East Lancers with 51.7 to go. 56-49. Steve, let's keep it here again as we look through the situations here and the strategy for Shawnee Mission East. They are still at a point where they're going to need to foul quickly, and as long as the Bullpups can knock down their free throws and not panic, they should be able to hold on.
And the big thing is all free throws are 2-shot fouls. And I'm convinced when guys know they're shooting 2, they relax a little more because they know if they miss the first one, they can make the second one. But this is about as gutty of an effort as you can see. Because the Bullpups, quite honestly, Jim, they looked dead in the water. They were down 9 points, and I still say the play of the game, Jace Kinnamon hitting that three-pointer.
Yeah.
Because that gave the Bullpups some life. They were looking, they were down 9. Jace Alexander had made a three-point play, and then the bus knocked down his three-pointer with ice water in his veins. The Bullpups were still down 6, though, at the end of the quarter, but they have scored 20 points and allowed 7. They call it McPherson Magic.
51.7 seconds left as the Lancers will pressure the full length of the floor. Ben Pyle, Jace Alexander, Mason Alexander, Drew Labertew,
Watch for the home run. Watch for the home run.
Pyle inbounding, can run the baseline, and they go with the home run. Up the floor, Mason with his left hand, good! Mason running in traffic, finishes over Keelan Bolton. It's a 9-point lead, 58-49. Bolton dribbling into a triple team. It's thrown away by Jace Alexander. 38 seconds left to foul, and the Bullpups with a 9-point lead. Mason can stretch it into double digits, and look at that smile on Coach Kinnaman's face.
Do you think I've seen a lot of Bullpup basketball? I can tell you.
You've seen 39 tournaments.
And I've seen Kurt Kinnaman's teams play. How many times have the Bullpups scored on the home run play? We've seen it time and time and time again. Mason Alexander going to the line now, and boy, what a fourth quarter he's had. He has kind of put the team on his back offensively here in the quarter.
Mason just knocked down 2 of 2.
And that's
big. 3 out of 3.
That's big because 3 threes doesn't beat you now. This game, for all intents and purposes, is in the Bullpups' hands.
59-49, 38 seconds left. Mason trying to stretch his point total to 18. And does. Ben Pyle with 20. Mason Alexander with 18. Jace Alexander with 9. 35 seconds left. Shawnee Mission East trailing by 11. They'll shoot a 3. It's an air ball. Ball nearly goes out of bounds. It's off the Lancers.
Wow.
Back to McPherson. And finally, a deep sigh of relief. With 29 seconds left, the Lancers will probably foul one more time,
and
but they're up 11.
This Bullpup team should get a standing ovation. I hope we get to a point where Coach Kinnaman could take the 5 starters out right at the end. They're going to foul Stufflebean, and if he knocks these down, I think the Bullpups are pretty well home free. And an amazing comeback by the Bullpups. Shawnee Mission East is just shell-shocked. They had control of this basketball game, but again, I go back. That three-pointer by Jace Kinnamon gave the team some life. And Mason Alexander, he's really struggled offensively here lately. But, man, what a performance here in the fourth quarter.
Cody Stufflebean misses the first of 2. That's just the 3rd time that he's missed a free throw this year. He came in 11 out of 13.
Bishop Carroll tomorrow night, a team very similar to Shawnee Mission East. They play very hard. They have been the story of the tournament so far.
The 6th seed. For the 1 seed, with a 12-point lead right now, 61-49. Cody Stufflebean with 5 now after he makes the second free throw. Bolton firing from the right wing. That's too short. Rebound, Ben Pyle. Under 20 seconds left, and the Lancers will not foul. What a win as the Bullpups rally from 9 points down in the second half, and they come back to shock the Shawnee Mission East Lancers here in the semifinals, day number 2 of the McPherson Invitational. 61-49, the Bullpups win it. What a game! Bullpups win! Bullpups win! Bullpups win it! And they advance into the championship game tomorrow night with a date with the Bishop Carroll Golden Eagles. Steve Sell, you have seen a lot of McPherson games here. This has got to be up there.
Oh, it really is. As far as comebacks go, you can hear how loud it is in here. People are just going crazy, blowing the roof off the place, and what a comeback. I mean, that, you know, you go from 9 down, a 21-point swing, in the last 10 minutes of the game.
And the Bullpups score 25 points in the fourth quarter to come back and win it. 61-49. They were down by 9 at one point, and McPherson is into the title game tomorrow night at 7 o'clock against Bishop Carroll. What a win for the Roundhouse here tonight as McPherson pulls off a big-time comeback against the Lancers of Shawnee Mission East. We'll take a 2-minute break. Be back on our CHS Refinery at McPherson postgame show. You're listening to Bullpup Basketball on 96.7 FM KBBE.